Hi, hello, namaste to all of you. Hope all of you are doing well, and welcome back to Ayaz Baba's Toppers Talk. And today we have Yash Pratap Shrimal with us. And previous in his previous attempt, he was into Indian corporate services, and in this attempt, he has secured All India rank 192. Adi, congratulations, Yash Pratap, from the entire team of Ayaz Baba.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. And the other thing that I want to mention here is he had written us a testimonial where we felt really happy. He had acknowledged our efforts and saying that after following the TLP schedule and the 60-day plan, in prelims he has never got less than 120, 120 or 125. And in mains he has never fell below 420. Right. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
that acknowledgement was is enough for us to sustain for the next 1 year. That is the energy that it gives.
Thank
And
you, sir.
thanks for your honest acknowledgement, Yash Pratap. And yeah, if you can introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, first of all. Thank you very much, sir. I am Yash Pratap Shrimal. I am a resident of Dombivli, Maharashtra. I have a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. Currently, I am undergoing training as an officer trainee in the Indian Corporate Law Service. I made it to the Civil Services Examination 2019 main list with All India rank 192 in my final attempt. I had my optional as sociology.
Yeah. So, and Yash Pratap clears this exam in his last. I mean, he's got 192 in his last attempt. So here in this discussion, we can there'll be a lot of learnings. There'll be a bundle of mistakes committed by him. Each attempt he would have improved on certain things. So all this will be a lot. There'll be a lot of
Yes, sir.
learnings for both veterans or seniors who have been preparing since last 2 3 years, or even for a beginner, what not to do. So that is what the entire discussion will be
Yes,
on.
sir.
What kept you motivated? What kept you motivated throughout the 6 years? Because many times students, like if they're not clearing in first attempt itself or even the second attempt, they feel low or they quit UPSC preparation. But what made you sustain this many years?
Sir, firstly, it was the support and backing of my parents and my family that kept me going throughout this 6 attempts. Second, it was the guidance of mentors like IS Baba and my friends where I lived in Delhi, which was one of the primary factors for me to improve this much in these many attempts. Sir, and also I had a belief that if I work harder and harder, I can improve myself and I can actually achieve what I want to. Sir, I've acknowledged the first step towards improvement and to sustain yourself is to acknowledge your mistakes, that you are making some mistakes and going somewhere wrong. So after first two attempts, where I was unsuccessful, I started analyzing my attempts and my strategy closely, and started to look upon my mistakes and try to talk with my friends and my peers in order how to improve them. And third attempt onwards, I've continuously improved in my hard work as well as the exam in particular, sir.
Do you think putting in 5 to 6 years, all this, is it worth it now?
Yes, sir. Sir, in the hindsight, if you look at these 6 attempts, not only from the UPSC perspective and exam perspective, as an individual, I've also grown. Sir, I believe if you work hard enough, the outcome is always worth it. So even in the 6 attempt that I've got the rank, and I'll probably getting a service that I desire to have. Sir, I would believe that working hard and giving your everything is worth it, sir, in the end.
Okay, good. So then let's get into the preparation mode. Your strategy, right? Your
Yes,
prelims,
sir.
mains, and interview.
Yes, sir.
What was your strategy? What mistakes did you do in each attempt, and how did you overcome? How that improvement happened? Because last time, I think in your fifth attempt, you were in Indian corporate service. You got the
Yes,
service
sir.
in the
Yes, sir.
reserve list. Now,
Yes,
in
sir.
the very next attempt from that to getting 192, it's a huge growth. Can you
Yes,
emphasize
sir.
more on that and what were your learnings?
Sir, when I first gave my attempt in the 2014, sir, it was a mistake by me that I was not serious towards the exam. Without preparation, I gave the exam, and I would like to tell the viewers that I scored only 60 marks in the civil services prelims in the GS paper. So that was complacency on my part. So I analyzed it and I realized that if I don't work hard, there is plenty of competition out there, which would ensure that I don't make it. So in the next, very next attempt, I worked even harder and I scored 138 in the general studies paper in the 2015 attempt. But unfortunately, I made the same mistake in mains without writing anything. I went to the mains exam and I scored only 332 in the GS mains. But still, I missed the main interview call by 20 marks in the 2000 in my second attempt. I worked harder and harder. I followed TLB GS means writing answer writing program. I consistently improved my scores. In the third attempt, I scored 425 in my GS papers, all put together, and that I regard as one of the primary areas of change in my attempts throughout the 6 attempts. Sir, also in the last 2 attempts, I tried to focus on value enrichment, particularly in my answers, because when I talked to my peers and my friends, they pointed out that the value addition was to a certain extent only, and it was not going beyond what is needed to achieve those ranks. So in the 2015 attempt also, I improved my marks and was 50 marks about the cutoff in the mains also. But unfortunately, I was not able to score good in the interview. So that was an area I worked with. I also had a chat with the IS Baba mentors in Delhi regarding how to improve my interview score as well. So IS Baba, along with my friends and peers, have been one of the primary contributors to my success in the last attempt, sir.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And can you be more specific on the prelims strategy? What should be the ideal prelims strategy?
Sir, in prelims, I've noticed that most people focus only on reading, and they focus on reading to length and breadth. For instance, I lived in Delhi only, in old Rajendra Nagar, and people tend to buy materials and scores of material for just for the sake of it, without reading it much. Across the prelims preparation, I've realized that without any revision, without any sustained revision module or sustained revision timetable, you cannot clear this exam, because there will be many questions which won't be in the notes or which won't be in the study materials. So we'll have to evolve a strategy to strategically attempt these questions. Sir, I made a strategy that I would solve at least 50 papers before going to the preliminary examination. And across these 5 attempts, I've always solved upwards of 50 papers. And that has led to improvement of my scores in prelims and never below 120, sir.
Okay.
So I would like to advise the aspirants to solve as many papers as they can and not focus on reading too much. Rather than that, they can focus on reading less and revising more and solving more papers.
Okay. So what was your strategy or your approach when you're taking the exam, like actual UPSC prelims exam? What went through your mind? How many questions did you attempt? Your approach basically on the day of the exam.
So on the day of 1 day before the exam, I used to relax. I used to work hard just 1 month, even 1 month before the exam, studying at least 10 to 12 hours. But 1 day before the exam, I used to relax myself completely. And during the exam process, I had a strategy of going through the paper thrice. In the first cursory reading, I used to mark out what questions mostly I have in mind and what things I've read of. So generally they were around 60 to 65 questions in the first reading, and that reading used to happen in around 35 to 40 minutes. So these questions I used to mark and used to easily mark or shortlist the 2 possible options which would be the answers. That being done, there are next to 25 to 30 questions which are a bit difficult and you have to analyze. For instance, there are 3 statements given, 2 are correct or 1 are correct or none of them is correct. So I used to mark the most probable in those also. And there are 10 to 15 questions which are very difficult and you can just eliminate or guess or take a guess, strategic guess. Sir, the main focus of my prelims paper was to ensure highest possible positive attempts in those 60-65 questions. Because if those are correct, the probability of clearing the prelims examination increases. And also I used to make strategic guesses in those 30 questions, so that I'm able to maximize my score. So because I used to attend for Indian Forest Services as well. And in the last 10 or 15 questions, I used to attempt only those questions which I have conviction whether the guess would be right or not. So I used to approach these papers after making three readings during the 2 hours itself, sir.
Okay.
And this strategy I used to apply during my test series also, during my during the mock papers I used to solve the same strategy. So I perfected this strategy after going through multiple revisions, sir.
Okay. And with respect to mains, what was your strategy? And you can also emphasize on answer writing also here.
Sir, in GS mains, I particularly realized that without answer writing, it is highly unlikely that your schools will improve. Sir,
Yeah.
my friend for the first time, he told me about our TLP program in IS Baba in the year of 2016, just after the prelims. So me and my roommate regularly used to write those questions. The questions used to be put out in the morning, and by evening we used to write those, and we used to compare and discuss it because the synopsis would be out by next day. So
Yeah.
we used to discuss it among ourselves, and then used to see the synopsis or the best answers. So we got a lot of inputs in the form of some members used to write in a different strategy. The presentation methods used to be good. The way of putting out facts, the use of flowcharts or diagrams, which we were not able to. So there was a very huge value addition and improvement across the GS means, particularly due to the TLP program. So, sir, and in the end, the TLP program also used to have the test, full length test.
Full and mock test.
At back to back. Yes. So we used to write that also, sir. I still have my books from my 2016 GS means attempt, and I still hold those books close to me, because even after seeing those books, I get motivated that if I can work this hard and I can write this much, then even in the UPSC mains, I'll write even better than this, sir.
Okay, that's nice. And did you have any specific strategy for ethics and essay?
Sir, essay I have scored consistently well across my 5 mains. Sir, in essay paper, I used to prepare stories, because I read a lot apart from the curriculum and apart from the studies, the other newspapers and all that, and magazines also. Sir, I used to pick up real life stories and real life examples. Or for instance, in 2015 attempt, I used a Jataka story from Gautam Buddha's life, and I put it in the essay also. So in that attempt also I scored very well. In the 2018 attempt, where I scored 140 in my essay, sir, I used a start from a Yojana article, because I had a collection of Yojana articles where there were good lines or good introductions. So I used those introductions in my essay also, sir. And I used to practice making frameworks of essay in a single page with my friends also. So that helped a lot in my essay.
Okay.
In the ethics paper, I used to make my own definitions and my own personal life examples, and collect other examples from current affairs, and I used to use it extensively in the ethics paper as well, sir.
Okay. What was your approach? I mean, how did you approach case studies, ethics case studies?
Sir, I've seen that in ethics case studies, if you practice every type of, there are 7 to 8 types of case studies. If you analyze it correctly, one is of as a DM or as a policeman, one is of an individual, one is of an administrator, or one is of an RTI. So there are multiple types of case study. Sir, I used to prepare a lot of case studies through various test series and test papers. I used to make a mock answer of how I would attempt these case studies. So I would like to advise the aspirants to practice as much as case studies as possible. And you can try all the variations in the form of presentation, in the form of using DPSP or fundamental rights, or using the facts from GS. I used to use the facts from general studies 1, 2, 3 papers as well, because I felt that it used to give me a different kind of advantage compared to the other aspirants. So across the ethics papers also, sir, I've scored consistently well across my 5 attempts, sir.
Okay. And coming to the interview preparation,
Yes,
what
sir.
changes you made in each attempt? Like, how did you go about interview preparation?
Sir, firstly, across the 4 attempts, I missed the interview call by very small margins. In the 5th attempt, I got my first interview call. But sir, deep down, I was not confident, because I had a huge gap in my detailed application form. So that was an area which demotivated me during the interview, and I failed to score well. So this time I prepared with my friends, and they also used to motivate me well. And the first thing I realized that the gap or the time that I've taken for the preparation in this exam, you always have to own it up, because it is your choice, and it is your decision to pursue a career or not. So I used to take even the gap that I had in my DAF in the positive sense. So that brought out a lot of positivity in me. And even in this time's interview, the entire interview revolved around my DAF. So IS Baba mentors also helped me in that regard, along with my friends who used to take daily mocks, hour-long and 2-hour-long mocks about my DAF. So these preparation is very crucial. The aspirants should work extensively on their DAF, because if your DAF is strong, it doesn't matter if you don't answer some current affair questions. Because even I did not answer those current affair questions which I was asked by sir in the actual interview as well.
Okay. And coming to the current affairs part of it, as you know, current affairs is just like an ocean, huge number of resources flooded in the market.
Yes, sir.
What was your strategy
Yes,
for
sir.
current affairs, and did you make notes for current affairs and static part?
Sir, for static part, only in some areas I made notes, not in entirety, because GS paper 2 and GS paper 3, for instance, in GS paper 2, we have representation of people, SAT or IR, international relations or governance. In those areas, I made notes. In polity, I did not make notes because we had Lakshmikant. In GS paper 3, since it is highly current oriented, I had very limited number of notes, but I used to refer only one source for my current affairs. I did not go into multiple sources because it was time consuming and it involved duplication of effort. In GS1, if we align the studies of history, geography along with the prelims, it reduces the effort also. As I had sociology as my optional, it helped in my preparation for society part of the paper as well. So I did not make extensive notes of everything, but only of certain static areas which are asked extensively in UPSC, sir. Sir, only for last minute revision, I made notes of such facts which I felt it would be very difficult for me to remember. So before going into the exam hall, I had a very small 10 page set where I used to note down facts regarding every topic in the syllabus. So that used to help me while putting it in the answers during the GS exams.
Okay. And coming to your optional, right? As you said, you had chosen sociology as your optional. So in sociology, like, see, the thing is, the question here is, on what criteria should one choose an optional, right? What should be the basis on which one should choose an optional? And do you believe that certain options are favored and certain options do not score well in UPSC?
Sir, being from an engineering background, as I realized the syllabus of engineering was very high, very big for me to cover in such a short time. I had a choice of optional in geography, sociology, and public administration. So when I came here, I just had a cursory reading of the NCERTs. For instance, I read the 11th NCERT of sociology. So that I found interesting, and I thought that it could be done, and I would be able to perform better in that subject. So I chose sociology as an optional. Regarding that some optionals are performing well in the exam, sir. Rather than that, I would advise the aspirants to focus on how they can improve themselves, rather than thinking about what others might be doing to improve themselves. So because it is an unnecessary task, and we can't do anything about what others are doing. We can only work hard ourselves, and we can only improve ourselves. So because even I have done that, even I have cribbed about that certain optionals are getting good numbers and I am not getting good numbers. So, but I realized that if I don't work hard, even though they might give good marks in sociology, but I won't score well because I am not working hard. So I would advise aspirants then to not fall in this kind of discussion and all this kind of gossips or anything. And rather than that, it would be better if you focus it on your options. Because even earlier when I used to prepare, public administration was an optional where people used to say they don't get good marks and they are not favored well. But this time public administration has produced a lot of toppers as well this year. So yes, every time the tide changes. So you just have to work hard and focus on improving yourself.
Yeah.
That would be my advice, sir.
Yeah, as you rightly said, one should choose an optional based on their interest. right?
Yes, sir.
This is what
Yes, sir.
whatever toppers have been saying. If you watch all of them, this is one
Yes, sir.
common thing that they are saying. It is like you need to choose your optional based on your interest. Later comes
Yes, sir.
the trend analysis, the
Yes,
material
yes, yes.
available, and the mentor, all that. Right?
Sociology is an area which I like to advise the aspirant, because I have made a lot of mistakes in that particular area.
Okay.
So,
Sure.
sir,
Like,
if you
can you
permit, because I'd be writing my strategy, and if I think I'll be sharing with you, so
yeah.
you can, if you can publish it,
Yeah.
because I've made a lot of mistakes and tried to improve in sociology, because that is an area that has let me down across the 4 attempts, because I've scored consistently good in GS and essay, but I've been let down in
Yeah.
sociology. So after choosing sociology, the first thing that I did was I joined the coaching, because I was not fully aware about the things in sociology and the syllabus of sociology. But the main mistake I made was not continuously revising what was taught and what I learned during the coaching also. Apart from that, the main thing I missed was looking at previous year questions, because if you see across the previous year question, the repetition level in sociology in particular is very high. So that I was an area I started working after in 2017. That is my fourth attempt. I used to write the previous year questions also. That is an area that helped me a lot. I also used to make short notes of various subjects, because that are very essential in revising. Nowadays, if you have 5 days for optionals, also 5 days for preparing optionals also, you need to have very short notes, because the more amount of time you spend revising, there are better chances of you scoring in the optional papers as well. Sir, the main mistakes that the aspirants make, including myself, I made, that is not writing answers even in sociology, or not preparing for previous year questions in sociology. So that is an area I would like to advise the aspirant, that come what may, you just prepare the previous year questions of UPSC. You'll easily see a jump of 50 marks, at least 50 marks in your previous year score in sociology, sir. The detailed write-up of the mistakes I've made in sociology, and the way forward that has led to improvement of my marks continuously in sociology to IS Baba. So the aspirants can also refer to that in the future, sir. I hope it helps.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
thank you for that, Yash. And how was your daily routine like? How did you schedule your day? How many hours did you study? Did you take rest? Were you involved in other activities also? How was your day?
Sir, I used to study for around 8 to 10 hours maximum, not more than that. Only before 1 month before the exam, I used to take it to 12, because I've been an average student. I would like to put it out to the aspirants out there that I've been a very average student and an average performer. I haven't been a topper in particular sense, but I used to work hard to improve myself in this exam. Sir, I used to study general study. I used to make a schedule that I have to cover so and so thing in the next 5 days or next 10 days. And apart from that, I used to give at least 3 hours for my optional daily on a daily basis. So I used to juggle between general studies one paper and 3 hours for my optional daily. But I used to make a schedule that I have to achieve so and so targets in the set time, because that helped me to cover all the areas of the syllabus in a time bound manner, especially during the main, sir.
Okay. So, like, was it like even weekday, weekend, it was the same routine?
Sir, mostly on the weekends, I used to keep it for revision only. But
Okay.
at the same time, I also used to go out with my friends for a good food or a movie, or I used to hang out with my friends also. So that part of life, I used to keep it intact, because during the preparation, there is always amount of pressure,
Yeah.
especially during the 100 days of mains. These are high pressure and high intense situations, because you have to give tests also, you have to read also, you have to revise also, you have to write also. So
Mm.
those are testing times, but I used to keep myself engaged in recreational aspects also, because that used to relieve the pressure of my minds, and I feel in a sense that it has improved my efficiency and performance in the exams. So I
Yeah.
would like to advise that pressurize yourself. If you have worked hard and you have reached the stage of mains, then you believe in yourself that you can do it easily, and just be yourself and don't take any unnecessary pressure.
Yeah. As you rightly said, that the recreation time for recreation is very important, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Coming to revision part,
Yes, sir.
like, because see, revision is something like students are always confused, or
Yes, sir.
even if they want to revise, they're not getting time to revise. So how to manage revision in studies, and should it be daily revision, weekly revision, or hourly revision? How should it be?
Sir. So my focus on revision was a weekly approach. I used to study from Monday to Friday. Every new thing that I have to study, I used to do it within one day to Friday. And the Saturday, Sundays, I used to keep it for revision and for essay writing. I used to write one essay or at least make a framework of that essay. So I used to have a weekly approach. And during the mains exams, I used to prepare short notes, certain short notes that I felt would be that I felt are important topics compared for the mains, and those areas which I felt I was weak in, so that I'll have short notes before the going to the exam or before to revise within the last week of the exam. So I would advise the aspirants that during the mains have a very short note. At least you can make it in a small diary in subject part for GS 1, 2, 3, or even for GS 4 in the form of examples or any quotes you can write in the paper, because that helps a lot during a revision. Because having multiple books, for instance, if you have 5 6 books and you can't revise all of that, because we have 4 papers back to back in GS nowadays. So you need to have very short notes, because revision is the key, and it easily impacts 20 to 30 marks in your GS easily.
And coming to the role of IS Baba in your success, what do you have to tell the students?
Sir, thank you firstly for bringing me to this platform. Sir, IS Baba, particularly the TLP program and the 60-day program, have been pivotal to my success. I've been following these programs since my third attempt, 2016 attempt, and I've never looked back at it. I've scored consistently in my GS. I've been rest assured about my GS, because I have done the same strategy over and over and have consistently got the same result. That is, I have improved every time. Sir, the quality of questions put by IS Baba was the closest to the UPSC, because where I used to live, a lot of friends, we used to write the IS Baba questions together, and we used to discuss it in the evening while seeing that synopsis and the best answers also. The quality of questions was compelled us to think about it and how to approach a certain questions, how to address the various parts of the questions with subheadings and all that. Sir, the motivational articles put out by IS Baba was also one good thing, sir. Such that the 60-day program was one of the best things, because I got an opportunity to have 30 questions on a subject basis for the 60 days. I had a question bank of because that created a question bank in my mind, and I used to note down certain facts which I felt that I didn't know and it could be important. And across the 4 years, I can see there are a lot of questions have come from the 60-day program also. So, sir, and the best thing about you, that those programs you have kept free of cost for all the aspirants. So everybody gets an equal chance to access those platforms, and many people I've seen write testimonials on IS Baba regarding the impact of TLP and 60-day program in their life. And I'm one of the such aspirants also, sir. So thank you very much, sir. And I would like to advise the aspirants that TLP program can be very useful if done in a advice schedule put out by IS Baba, because it is very practical schedule. 5 questions is highly possible, because it doesn't interfere with the essay preparation or your optional preparation as well. So I found it very practical to write 5 answers and improve myself consistently, sir. So thank you very much, sir. You have been an integral part to my success story, sir.
Thank you so much, Yash, for those kind words. And as I said earlier, also in the initial part of the video, these are the things that will keep us motivated. And what I can assure you is, like, whatever it is, still IS Baba is there. That 60-day plan and TLP or even the interview mentorship program will always be free. This assurance.
Thank you very much, sir.
So that we want to democratize the learning. Right? Yes, and as our vision also goes, saying that anybody with an internet access, anybody staying in the remotest part of the country also can aim at rank 1.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for those kind words once again. And
thank you very much, sir.
Coming to the last question, your piece of advice to the fellow aspirants or to the students who are listening to the video, and also since last 55 days are left for the upcoming prelims.
Yes, sir.
What would be your
advice? Sir, my piece of advice to aspirants is never do so. always be positive, never get swayed by market rumors or gossips that prelims is going to be postponed or this or that. You just keep it in your mind that the prelims is on 4th October and you are going to give that and you are going to clear that. And always be confident about yourself that I have worked hard, I'm definitely going to clear that exam. And never have any doubts about yourself, because if you are working hard, nobody can stop you from achieving your goal. Because even I have failed, because I have failed across the 4 attempts, but I have worked hard to improve myself and to improve myself compared to others. And always be open and receptive to advice. So there are sometimes we adopt a wrong strategy and we are unable to improve because we are rigid. Always be open and always be receptive to some constructive feedback, not destructive but constructive feedback from your genuine friends. So I would like to advise the fellow aspirants to revise as much as they can during the 55 days that are remaining, and solve as much as papers that they can, because it will put them into a motion which will culminate on 4th of October.
Yeah.
So they will be in a better position to clear the prelims if they continuously attempt the papers and keep on revising. Also, the 60-day program is one thing that people can refer, because it doesn't take much of your time, only half an hour to 1 hour maximum. So, and it also puts out some type of questions which you generally don't find in the current affair also. So that is a positive aspect of that.
Okay. Thank you, Yash, for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Sharing your experience, because that's worth it, because you are 6 years or 5 years of experience. There'll be a lot of learnings to the students who are looking into this, and also you'll be a source of inspiration to them. And all the best from the entire team of IS Baba to you. Wish you good.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, fine.
Yes, sir.